Now that you've had a chance to work on identifying a specific brand using feeling words for your business, I want you to create a logo. So when you're creating that logo, make sure that it's basic and describable. The visual elements in it need to be able to identify the business, but the more simplistic the logo is, the easier it will be for people to remember. Which brings us to step 2, memorable and unique. You don't want someone to confuse your logo with something or someone else's. So make sure that yours is something that's different. You'll want to make sure that it works well in monotone and timeless, black and white, in color, so that it has the ability to be used in different mediums equally well. When I say timeless, unless you happen to be selling something like MC Hammer pants from the 1980s, if you created something that has a timed feel to it, it could make you look dated and old. In your logo, you want to make sure that it's scalable to any size. You may put it on a shirt or on an apron or on a billboard. So make sure that it would work well in any of those sizes. And make sure that it's relevant to your business. Color is another important aspect. You want to limit the number of colors that are used in your logo, and you want to make sure that they create that feeling that you want. If your goal is to have a relaxed, supportive atmosphere that builds trust, you probably would not be using the color red. Couple of examples. The O Underground for the European subway system. Nice, easy to read, very catchy. McDonald's is another example. Very straightforward, very easy to read. Over time, a lot of logos have changed. But each time that you make a change with your business logo, you have to reestablish brand awareness because it's hard to be able to make connections between, for example, this 1888 logo and the 1891 logo. There's no connection between the two. With the Walmart logo, you'll notice they kept the name in the logo throughout so that it creates that feeling of consistency even though they've changed their logo over time. Now, although I said to keep the number of colors limited, there are some exceptions. Toys R Us is a great example of an exception. But they do create a solid brand. It's a playful font, the colors are bright and friendly, and the star in the middle ties well into quality and expectations. I'm sure we all remember getting stars on our papers as young children. Few more details. I encourage you strongly to use Google as you're doing your search. See what other people are doing or other companies are doing in your industry or even in different industries. See what colors are commonplace. Are there fonts that are used more often or less often? Most important of all is research your audience. Make sure that the logo that you choose and design is something that would fit with your demographic. If I am creating a design that's going to be parents and children under 5, I would create an entirely different look than I would if my people were in their, say, 50s. So the more you know your brand, the better you can identify. And when you do choose a type font or typeface, make sure that it's one that communicates when you're not there to tell people. For example, Microsoft. It wouldn't be the same company feel if it was in either of the other two fonts. Try not to use more than two fonts, and as I mentioned before, you need to be able to make sure it can work well as white in black or black in white. This Just Do It logo is called a locked up version, and that's because it has the tagline with the logo. It's also nice if you can have your company name. They've gotten to a point in their brand awareness they can eliminate the company name, and just the swish is enough to identify. Your business hasn't gotten to that point, so you would need to include your business name. And then most important, get other people's opinions. Create a few different samples, run them by your friends, post them to Facebook, see what people think, and get their feel for which option is the strongest. And then one final note, when you do run your business together for online, or if you're going to be doing like Weight Watchers did and do a huge campaign, make sure that you look for hidden words, because your customers will find them and you would want to find them first, and make sure that you don't lay things out that are very awkward. So what I want you to do is to develop a logo. You're not tied to this logo forever. You can always change it, but I want you to develop and submit a logo. And along with that logo, I want a paragraph that explains why that logo ties in well to the brand that you've developed.